Is there anyone in here?
Yes.
Are you attached to a doll?
No.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Divination with Danny. Hope everyone's doing really good. I feel like it's been a while since I've been on, right? Like I know the last weekend that I was supposed to be on, it fell through and I couldn't do it, so I had to postpone. But wow, yeah. So welcome. And hey, everyone knows I'm not a huge equipment person, but if you need some really cool equipment, and I really do like Ghost Gear's equipment, you need to go on their website and give them a try. I'll make sure that I drop their website link in the show notes after the show. But they have an epic box. It's like the yes no that I just showed in the clip has become my favorite new investigative tool. It's amazing for just helping you validate a lot of the other things that you're feeling too. And it's so cool. It's so easy to put in your bag and just take anywhere you go. Definitely recommend it. We actually got to use it yesterday and it worked really well. I'll talk about that in a minute. Let me switch my screen so I can see who's all here. Hello, everyone. So before I start saying hello, I see there's still people coming in, so I'll give them a minute. I have some housekeeping stuff that I can bounce off of you guys. First and foremost, right after this show, Pac-Man Paranormal, they are going to have Brian Peony on. Guys, you need to swing over there, even if it's just for a few minutes. Once you're there, you're going to fall in love with the show and you're going to stay anyway. But I need all of you to go over to Pac-Man Paranormal at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and wish Brian Peony a happy birthday. Today is his birthday, and he has some big news that he's going to be sharing on their show. So make sure that you do tune in. I know I'll be jumping right over there after this one. So I will see all of you guys there. And I'm actually really excited for this. I don't always, I get anxiety really easy, so I don't always go on other people's shows, but I was so excited when I was invited to come on the Animal podcast show. I'm going to be on December 4th. I am so stoked for this. So guys, make sure you tune in for the Animal podcast show December 4th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And come say hi. I'm not entirely sure what all we're going to be talking about, but whatever it is going to be fun and exciting. And I know I have a few stories that I can throw out there and bounce some things. I know we wanted to talk about UFOs and I have questions for Animal also. So this will be a fun show. So make sure that you tune in December 4th, Animal Podcast Show. Let's see. One other thing before I say hello to everyone. So I did say that we used the Epic Box this weekend. I actually had the opportunity to tag along to the Warrens Occult Museum. I got to see the Warrens homestead, and let me tell you, it was a huge, huge opportunity, and I am forever grateful for that moment. As soon as we pulled up to the building, I actually started tearing up because regardless of what you think of them, they are groundbreaking in the paranormal. They are legends. And I, for one, think that I appreciate everything that they did. They believed in what they did. So regardless if you believe in whatever, they believed in what they did and they thought they were making a difference. And you know what? They kind of really were, because look, we are where we are today because of the things that they did. They laid groundwork that no one else could. So it was a huge, huge moment for me. And I was just blown away. It was when you walk into the building, there was just this immense feeling of just like love and being welcomed. And it almost feels like you should see Mr. and Mrs. Warren walking around the corner like they're still there. It just feels very, very, you feel at home there and you feel very welcomed. And all of the Nesper crew are just unbelievably kind and they care about, like, they literally care about, they just care about people and that everyone's okay. And that, you know, just the love and respect that was shared over this weekend was tremendous. And I have a couple quick clips. I'm just going to pop this up. Boop. There's all of us hanging out. It was so great. And just getting to watch all the guys on Secrets of the Supernatural podcast. It was a trip. And I don't care what anyone thinks about the objects, if they think they're fake or not. When you walk into that museum, it's a whole different vibe. I know I've had the opportunity to work with the Nesper crew and to work with the objects when we've done, we helped out with the Devils on the Run tour. So I got to volunteer for the Shanley event there, and I was blown away by that, and just to see all of those objects in their home it's awe-inspiring and very humbling experience, and the energy there is, I don't know how else to explain it, but yeah, I was so appreciative of that moment. That's going to be one of those things that I keep with me forever, and I was so grateful for it. But enough rambling. Let me say hello to everyone before we jump into the sponsor card of the day here. Oh, and sorry if my hair is all wacky or if I look a little out of it. I just fair warning, I've been dealing with anxiety all day, and it hit really hard right before the show. I was dressed, I thought, cute, right? And then last second, I'm like, no, I'd rather be comfortable. So I changed like right before I had to hit go live. So if everything's all, that's why. Anyway, let's say hello to everybody. Stacy, how are you, sir? I love when he shows up. He just makes my heart so happy. Hello, Stacy. That's me saying hello. Damien, hello, love. How are you? Hello. Good morning to you as well. Or good evening. Good morning. I see spirits. Hello. Oh, there's so many people here. Thank you. Big Daddy Andy, hello. Hope all of you have had an amazing weekend. Alan, hi, love. How are you? He's one of our newest family members. Hello, hello. Hi, Lori. Hope you're having an amazing evening. Thank you for tuning in. Is that all? Oh, we have Sandy. Hi, love. How are you? We have Kaylee. Hello, Kaylee. I think I see Mark Brown. Mark Brown, what's up? Hi, Sarah. My Sarah Jane, how are you? I love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hello. Do I see Russell? Hi, Russell. Todd Eskew, hello, sir. Give Leanne a huge hug. Oh, there she is. Hi, Leanne. Alan, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, is that everybody? Courtney Peterson, hello, my love. Hello. Let's see. Oh, and Stacy. Hello, Stacy. She always makes my heart happy when I see her. She always makes comments on my my daily tarot card posts, and just I love that she gives that little extra back, and then I just feel like, okay, yes, people do watch this, people do connect with this. So thank you so much, Stacey. I appreciate you so much. Is that Teresa? Hello. Okay, if I missed anyone, I do apologize. Oh, wait. Hi, David. Okay, I think I have everyone. If I missed you, I am so sorry, and it was not intentional. And just thank you. I appreciate all of you for showing up tonight. This is going to be a little different, not much, just a little bit different. We're kicking off a 22 show series here. But before we jump into that, as always, I have my sponsored card. So today's show is brought to you by the Seven of Pentacles, which is kind of fitting. I like this. So keywords for the Seven of Pentacles would be long-term planning, growth, investing, having a routine, progress, milestones, results, which is shown by, as you can see, he looks like he has cultivated this plant, and he's just admiring all of his handiwork there, right? So being impressed with your own milestones and seeing your own results and nurturing the fruits of your labor. These are all amazing qualities that come with the Seven of Pentacles. This is one of those cards where, you know, those seeds that you've planted are growing and your abundance is coming and it's flowing to you. But this is also a time of just needing to be patient until everything shows up exactly as it's needed, because it is coming to you. You know, that positive movement is happening. It's just, it might not be wham in your face this second. So just appreciate what you have in the moment and know that great things are coming to you. I don't really read reversals, but if you're going to look at a shadow side of this card, keywords for a shadow side would be like setbacks, impatience, right? As we just said, that this is a time to be patient. So a shadow side of that would be impatience, a lack of growth or a lack of rewards. Also, a lack of planning or simply just poor planning, right? Procrastination, low efforts, unemployment. Like these are all would be the shadow sides of the Seven of Pentacles. So if you read reversals, when I say shadow, that would be the reversal. Honestly, I feel like every card holds every meaning. So depending on the cards around it is how you read it. But if you read reversals, I am not going to shame that at all. That is more power to you. I think it's because I don't have the patience for it. And then I also second guess, like, well, if I handed off the deck a certain way, yeah, so that's why I don't. But anyway, that is our show is brought to us by Seven of Pentacles today. Yay. So, okay, like I was saying, this is all about the Fool's Journey. So let me bring up my other camera so you can see what the Fool card looks like. All right, so in a standard deck of cards, right, we have 78 cards. So of those 78 cards, 22 of those are known as the major arcana. So your major arcana, and I think I've gone over this briefly before, but I'm going to go over it again just real quick before we dive into the Fool. The major arcana are your heavy hitting, your bigger life lesson cards, right? These are ones that if you're going to say certain cards are written in stone, these would be those cards. They're a little bit more in your face with what you need to pay attention to. They're not your day-to-day troubles. They're your big lessons or your big trials and tribulations that you need to go through. They represent that spiritual journey of the soul, right? That's why they call it the Fool's Journey. And when we say Fool's Journey, really it's a metaphor for the journey of life, right? So like each major arcana card stands for a stage on that journey, right? So this is why we're going to have 22 shows, because there's 22 cards in the major arcana. And these are just like those experiences that people have to incorporate so that they can realize their wholeness. So it's just all part of the journey, right? Getting to know yourself, having to go through the ups and the downs and seeing how you can pull things from all of that to learn a little bit more, you know? So, hold on. Aw, I gotta pop this up really quick. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you. Okay, sorry. I know I got sidetracked. I just saw that and it made me smile. So, okay, so we were talking about how that's why we call this the Fool's Journey and that it's a metaphor. And so we're going to be following the Fool as card 0 on its path, or his path, because it's depicted as a young man, through all of the cards over to card 21, which is the World. And like I said, this journey will be done one card per episode. So this is going to be a 22 episode journey for all of us. And I'm going to be incorporating different ways that you can incorporate the energy of the card throughout your day-to-day life, and give some journaling prompts for all of you who feel like you want to dive in a little bit deeper and get to know tarot and also yourself a little bit deeper. So I know I'll be doing the journaling prompts also. So maybe I'll start something on my page where people can either comment or ask questions in terms of the journaling. I'm not sure how I'll do that part yet, but stay tuned to my Facebook page because I'll figure that one out as we go. What is this? The Fool is, oh my goodness. Nice. Hey, the animal is here. Hello, Josh. All right. So today we start with the Fool, right? And in the tarot, the Fool is traditionally number 0, right? That's the one that starts off the major arcana. It represents, so 0 represents the infinite possibilities and the potential of life. And it's the first card in the major arcana, like I said, and it signals the beginning of a new journey, and a call to adventure. And it's just an invitation to explore the mysteries of the universe, which is where our journaling prompts, I think, are really going to help us out too. So I know the first thing that I take note of when I look at this card, really more so even than the actual picture of the card, is actually take note of the color scheme. There's lots of yellows and reds and whites in here, and we're going to circle back to what the colors mean. But then that is one of the first things that really jumps out to me, is the color scheme of this card. And then, of course, the next is the imagery. So when I look at this, like the first thing when I'm looking at the imagery of it is I'm like, man, that weather, it looks like perfect weather for an adventure, right? That sun is shining, there's no clouds. It looks like you could just take in this big, deep breath of fresh air, right? It'd be so amazing. And then we see a young man, and he's got the sun blazing behind him, and his face is tilted up to the sky. Honestly, every time I look at that, I'm like, he's taking in that beautiful freshness of the weather, right? He's just taking it all in. But then he just looks like he's confident, and he's ready to step forward. He's seemingly oblivious to the fact that there's a cliff right in front of him that he might step off of. But he carries a small bag on a wand and a little rose or a flower, however you want to look at that. It looks like a rose to me, so we're going to say rose. And he has a little dog, a little companion nipping at his legs, right, at his heels there. And our fool is he's going for it. He's on that moving forward without a care in the world. And he's like open to all of that adventure that might be coming his way. It's very, it's a very refreshing image to me. I mean, a little scary, right? He's about to walk off of a cliff, so it's a little bit scary. But overall, it's this fresh, like ready to take on the world kind of a situation. So if we're going to break down the symbolism here, right? Oh, wait, I want to say hi to Brandy real quick. I just saw she popped on. Hello, Brandy. Hello. What is you? I'm sorry. That was funny. All right, so we're going to break it out into the symbolism here real quick, and then we will move on to what our journaling prompts will be. So when we look at this, right, first thing, we're going to talk about the sun here. So the sun is big, it's blazing, it's clear. Suns typically, when you see a sun in a card, it typically means clarity, vitality, optimism, contentment. The sun can be associated with masculine energy as well. So there's always that to consider. But especially with this card, I see this as a source of all of that positive life force. And it's shining on our fool's enterprise here. It's kind of just like lighting his path for him, if that makes any sense. And then we have the little flower that I consider to be a rose, right? And roses typically are a symbol of love. And for this one, it also represents the beauty and the abundance of the natural world and that potential for growth and renewal, which is really big because this is a card that represents new beginnings. So that potential for growth and renewal is a big deal, right? So then also when you look at this in the background, there's some jaggedy and then some smooth. It's all these mountains, right? Well, as I mess my card up here. So when you look at this, mountains a lot of times represent challenge, right? They're challenges. There's something that need to be climbed and get up and over. So challenges, also vision, having a vision or being able to achieve things. So if you climb up a mountain, that's a freaking achievement, right? So achievement is definitely a quality that I would associate to a mountain, but also challenge for sure. And every great adventure is going to have a few challenges to overcome. So that makes perfect sense that they're going to be in the background here because we're just starting our journey. We might not have the challenges just yet, but they're gonna happen. They're on our path, and that's just all part of it, So let's see. I'm sorry, I just got sidetracked by a comment there. So as far as what else, as far as imagery, right? The pack that the fool is holding. So this little bag on the wand, to me, that can represent everything that he needs is with him. His past experiences, his potential to move forward, it's all right there. He does not need anything that isn't already with him, right? And I think that's a big deal because people, especially with something that's new, you'll get that sense of anxiety or not knowing, am I ready for this? Do I have everything? You really do. When it comes down to it, everything that you need is within you, with you. So your past experiences will help you. The potential, your energy that you take into this, all of that comes into play. And then beyond that, there's also the little dog, our little doggy right here. He is a sign of our intuition and also companionship. One thing with dogs, that is a symbol for your natural instincts, right? Because dogs have this uncanny ability to follow invisible trails. They use their nose and all kinds of senses, and they can just they can just figure things out. They track things. They seem to have this ability to just know when certain things are around or when certain things are up. But as far as like with this one too, because of just how playful he looks in this setting, I'd also like to say that the little dog is also a reminder that it's okay to seek out guidance from those who love and support us, because he is kind of there guiding him, right? He's just like, hey man, just be careful, you're about to fall off this damn cliff. So he's there as a little bit of a guide too, which that pulls in your intuition too. So definitely on any adventure, I would say you had better listen to your intuition, because it's going to help guide you. So having a reminder to seek out guidance from those who love and support you, even from an external point of view, is pretty amazing. And I feel like that really is incorporated in the dog as well. Also, when we look at the Fool, he's going on an adventure, right? But like, look at his clothes. He's not set with like layers of clothes. There's no flannels or hoodies. This dude's in a very flamboyant, jester-esque outfits, right? So typically the Fool is depicted wearing very colorful, very flowery clothing. Sometimes it's adorned with like bells and other little playful decorations. His clothing represents this sense of freedom, right? This lightness, and that he's just kind of like, yeah, I'm just going to set out on my journey, and he is unencumbered by the trappings of conventional society here. It's comfortable for him. He likes it. He likes how he looks, and he's going to go off on his adventure. He does not care what the rest of the world is thinking right now. So I just feel like that's some little fun note to take away from his clothing, because it is very flowery. Well, yeah, flowery and a little bit flamboyant for going on an adventure. You would think it would be a little bit more conservative if you're going to be trekking out into mountainous terrain, but he don't care. He's doing his thing, and I love that about him. And also too, the cliff that he's walking off of, right? So you look at this, the cliff can represent this threshold between the known and the unknown, right? Because like, what's here, you have no idea what's after other than a quick drop. But so there's this balance between safety and risk, and it symbolizes that courage that's needed to take those first steps onto the path and just embrace uncertainty, right? So I feel like there's like a lot of symbolism that comes with the Fool card. Yeah, he's definitely vibing. He's vibing for sure. Oh, hello, Denise. Hi. Like I said earlier, guys, Pac-Man Paranormal, right after this show, please make sure you tune in 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They're going to have Brian Peony on there, and you need to wish him a happy birthday when you tune in. Okay, guys? All right. So we went over a little bit of the symbolism here. Sorry, I know I'm a little over the place. We went over the symbolism, and then so I did promise I was going to come back to the colors here, right? Because the colors are the first thing that really stand out to me. So the biggest color we have here is yellow, and yellow represents creativity, optimism, enthusiasm. I'd also like to point out that yellow is also the color that's associated to your solar plexus. Yeah, the solar plexus, which is also your seat of self. So you need the courage and the ability to just like be yourself kind of comes from your solar plexus, right? So that being yellow and this card having a lot of yellow, just you have to have that optimism, that oomph to go out and be yourself, and the creativity. So all of that comes together with the color yellow. And then we do have some red in here, right? We have some red in his outfit, up in the sleeves, and then there's this big red feather in his cap. So red tends to be a color of passion, of vitality, of courage. These are all things that you would need to begin a journey into the unknown, right? So I think that's a very good color to have for this card. And then we also have the white. So we have the white dog. There's the white mountains in the back. And even the sun itself has some white to it here too. And white tends to represent purity and wholeness and protection. And I think that's very fitting, especially with the Fool. So his undergarment here, his undershirt is white. So like his intentions are pure, and he's not, maybe there's a little bit of naivety there too with the purity and the wholeness, because he's about to walk off of a cliff. So there's a little bit of that too. But I just feel like just having that there makes a lot of sense for the beginning of a journey as well. So when we look at this is Just as just as this card kind of depicts an individual who looks like he's ready to embark on this grand adventure, right? This card also symbolizes a phase of a new life. There's a lot of freshness, a lot of newness here. It signals, it's a sign that it's time to take that brave leap of faith into the unknown. And even if you're not sure where you're going to land, you need to take that first step or that journey is never going to start. This is a time to remain open to what's ahead of you and just like trust that the path that you're on is meant for you and it's going to lead you to this exciting new adventure. It's a time to really dance to the beat of your own drum here. This is not a time for conformity. This is not a time to be a sheep and like look to see what everybody else in the crowd is doing. This is a time to just own yourself, own your own shit, own everything that you want to do for yourself and just go for it. This is like, just like he doesn't care that he's not really dressed for a grand adventure or hiking in the hills. He's doing it anyway. He knows he wants to do it, so he's going to do it. So this is definitely a time to embrace your you-ness, your uniqueness, your ability to just be you and go for it. And yeah, and just know that, things are going to fall into place the way they need to. You have to have a lot of faith here. It's a time to just fully live in that moment, right? And take from it everything that you can. This is your moment, like, that really is going to start off that learning and growth process here. So, I know I said a lot here, right? But I could throw some keywords. So when you pull this, hold on. What is this? Is that a star? Let me read. Is that a star? Did I miss you speaking about it? I'll rewatch it. No. Okay. So this in the background here, Dihud, is that what you meant? That's the sun, actually. The sun, and yeah, the sun's lighting his path on his journey. If that's not what you meant, I apologize. You just let me know if you meant something different. I will absolutely try to figure that out and let you know. So we went over the definition. Let me throw some keywords at you, and I will go through some journaling prompts. And then if anyone wants some cards read, I can pull some cards as well. I think I saw a few people. Brandy, I think you asked for a card. No, so I feel like in this card, it depends, Damien. That's a really, really awesome comment here. So not necessarily red flags, right? So, and this is one of those things where it depends on the cards around it, right? So the red here is passion and courage and moving forward. But if you would have a lot of scarier cards around it, like scarier cards or just cards that are kind of telling you to pump your brakes, then you can read that as red flags, actually. So it just really depends on the cards around it. But in and of itself, no, not red flags. Okay, so keywords. So when you pull this in a reading, some of the keywords that you can consider, like I said, dancing to the beat of your own drum, your uniqueness, your you-ness, those things that make you you, those things, it's time for them to shine. It's time for you to be who you are meant to be and not worry about conforming, being your authentic self, letting your authentic self come through. Also, innocence, new beginnings, adventure, daring to be daring, transformation, spontaneity. These are all amazing keywords that can help you form a reading when you pull the Fool. Also, idealism, there's a lot that goes with this. So idealism, freedom, living in the moment, like taking that new route, right? Doing something a little bit different, a spiritual journey. Also, because there's that naivety here, him almost walking off of a cliff, I guess you could say lack of worldly experiences, just trusting in the goodness of the universe. Also, because he doesn't have a lot of stuff with him, right? That could be trusting just the minimalist lifestyle, doing something that's totally unfamiliar, and just having the beginner's mindset, And I always say that there's, depending on how you read this, there's also a shadow card, like a shadow side to every card too. And so for the Fool, I guess that's where naivety would come in, being reckless or having reckless behavior because you're not paying attention, right? Like if this would be a card where there's many other cards that are warning cards around it because he looks like he's running off of a cliff. So being a little bit reckless. Also, addiction or addictive behavior can be denoted with this card, also depending on the cards that are around it for that, right? So being indecisive, distracted, careless, holding back or hesitating, like not taking that leap forward, right? Being afraid of commitment. Depending on the cards that are around this, that can be a thing, right? Just not being ready to take the plunge, or also too, sometimes when this card's pulled, also depending on the cards that are around it, this might be telling you that, hey, you really need to look before you leap, or maybe not even take that chance at all. Like this might actually be a warning sign to, like, you need to pump the brakes, you need to look around you, you need to make sure that you have certain things in place. This could also be an abandoning of a situation if it's the shadow side of the card, or an inability to trust your own instincts. Like if you're not trusting yourself for some reason, this could come up in that way also. So I feel like that's a lot that I threw at you guys, and there is a lot to incorporate. This is a major arcana card, so it is more of like those life lessons things, right? So the main reasoning, or the main ideal of this card, is to trust your instincts, to take that leap of faith, and just know that the universe is going to guide you on this brand new adventure. This is time to start something new. This is the beginning of a new chapter in your life, or a new journey, or just something that's fresh, new, exciting, that you're going to learn from. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, but you need to take that first step to get it started. So hold on, what is this? Oh, I like this. In Roman myth, Mercury is the fool, where we get the world. Oh, really? Okay. Oh no, what am I missing here? Right? Yeah, the dog is kind of yelling at him. That is so cute. So, okay, I gave you a lot of information on the Fool, and I definitely recommend that if this is something that you really want to dive into, doing your own research, because I may not have, definitely have not covered everything that there is to cover with the Fool for sure. But these are things that I have learned, or I have been taught, or that I've done research on myself and found that they resonated with me. So to get a better understanding for cards, sometimes it's nice to work them into your daily life, right? So some of the ways that you can incorporate the energy of the Fool card here would be, let's see, you can just incorporate the teachings of the Fool card into your daily life through cultivating a sense of curiosity and wonder, and appreciating each day as a new adventure, right? So just waking up and just being grateful that you woke up, and realizing that today is a fresh day, and not taking all of the crap, all of the garbage from the day before into this brand new day. So I was trying to figure out, okay, like what's an easy way to make each morning feel like a fresh morning? There's meditation. There are visualizations that you can do in the shower of just like letting the day before wash off of you. Be a nice way to just step into a fresh, brand new day. Also, morning, like doing a mantra in the morning, just like a quick little phrase that you can say to yourself as you're getting ready for your day. Sometimes that helps people. I know every now and then I'll do them if I'm having a day where I'm just feeling really stuck energy-wise. It's kind of like a self-pep talk. And it might sound silly. Try it. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But I did write down a couple that I thought might work for the Fool, as far as incorporating that into your day as a morning mantra. So one would be, I create my own path and I walk it with joy. So you can just say that in the morning as you're getting ready. Or I surrender to the flow and I have faith in the universe. Or everything that I need is within me. Especially like when we were saying how his pack represents that he has everything that he needs with him, his past experience and his excitement and the passion for possibilities. It's all there. He has everything that he needs. So everything that I need is within me. So these are just an example of a way that you can incorporate that freshness. So any way that you can find to be grateful for a fresh start, or also keeping a gratitude journal where like you write 1 to 3 things in the morning that you're really grateful for, or that you are looking forward to doing in your day. Just something that makes you feel a little bit more like an adventure, right? And then let's see. Oh, so journaling. So I did, and I'm going to be doing this also, because this is something that I feel I have taken so many tarot courses, and there have been a few who really stress, one, writing your own definitions, which has been a game changer for me, but also journaling. And I'm one of those people who I'm not great with keeping it. Like, I don't necessarily love journaling, but for this, because you're taking the information from the card and you're going to relate it to yourself. So this is a nice way to tie it to you personally. The more you can make something your own, the easier it's going to be for you to relate and to be able to explain to other people what you're picking up, right? So journaling prompts for tarot, I think, is amazing. And I'm going to be doing this with you guys. So I'll find a way that we can all communicate with that at some point. But for those of you who would also like to journal with me, I have a few prompts here. And I'll make sure that I drop these on my Facebook page as well so that you guys can see them. So for the full journaling prompts, one of them can be, what is the biggest risk you've ever taken? And just take like 5 to 20 minutes and just ask yourself that and start writing and see what happens. Another prompt that you could use would be, describe a time when you took a leap of faith. Like when did you have a moment where you know that you didn't know how the outcome was going to be, but you had to take that big leap of faith for anything to get going, for you to get to where you needed to be? Like when did you have to do that? Or also another prompt that you can use, because this is about fresh beginnings, is, the best thing about starting over is, and then just take on that sentence and run with it. Oh, I have 2 other ones too. So describe a time that you did something spontaneous, because the Fool is filled with just spontaneity. Like, he's about to walk off of a cliff, right? So that's very spontaneous. So describe a time where you did something spontaneous. Or you can also list 5 new activities or things that you would like to try. Like, what is something that could be an adventure for you? Like, what are 5 different things that you've not done yet? And maybe they scare you a little bit, but you still want to do them. Write them down, and then maybe that could be something that could turn into like a bucket list, or something that you can use as a goal, that this is something you're going to try to achieve at some point in your life. So those are my journaling prompts that I could think of. And I will make sure that I put them up for everyone to see. Oh, Julie, hi, how are you? Hi. Love the Fool. It's one of my favorite cards. It's an amazing card. It has so much good energy about it. And I'm not going to lie, that little dog makes my heart so happy every time I see it when I pull it in a card reading. But yeah, so that's the Fool. He is the one that we're going to follow on this journey of the 22 cards. We're following him on his life journey. So in a way, we are the Fool, if that makes any sense. We're taking that big leap of faith and just going to see where it takes us here. So, okay. So I know I've not been paying attention to the side the way I should have been here. I know a few people wanted some cards. Let's see. Brandy, I'm pretty sure I saw that you wanted one. Okay, so Brandy, Alan, let me star you guys. So for anyone that has maybe just started reading cards, what do you think of when we say the Fool's Journey? Is this exciting to you to have to go through each card and to learn about it enough to journal and make it something that's personal to you? Or does it seem a little bit daunting? I just kind of would like to know how people think about taking this and trying to make it super personal, because I feel like that's the best way to read cards, is to make them your own. Okay. Right now, I'm going to say on the side, because I've not been paying attention fully. If you want a card reading, I have Brandy and Alan up. If anyone else wants a card reading, now is your chance to throw it up in the comments, and I'll get to who I can. All right, so let me shuffle these in. Take a drink of water as well. What did I miss here with the cardiovascular? You guys, I love the conversation going on the side here. Okay, so this one is going to be for Brandy. Okay. Brandy, I hope you've had an amazing weekend. And I hope you're staying warm. It's been so cold. I know winter's here, right? But I'm not prepared for it, and kind of a wimp when it comes to cold weather. So I hope you're staying toasty. Okay, Brandy. Can we see? Okay, so we have the 5 of Pentacles. So I'm going to pull some other cards. I'm going to pull 2 more cards so I know how to read this properly. But this to me seems like you're coming out of, you're either about to or you already have started moving out of a time of feeling a little bit stuck. I don't know if that's making sense at all. Okay. So maybe feeling like out in the cold or isolated and not having someone to communicate with. But so you're coming out of that, right? So like the big thing for me with the 5 of Pentacles is, yes, they're on the outside, but this is a church, basically. When I look at it, I always think like stained glass windows. I think churches, right? So churches are supposed to mean sanctuary. So you're going right around the corner. The door to that sanctuary is right off of the card that we like, right where we can't see. So you're already moving in the direction of getting that assistance, getting the love, the attention, the whatever it is that's needed. You're on your way to it. You're coming out of being in a crappy situation or in a crappy feeling zone, if that makes any sense. And for this, it seems like that's dead on. So you are either about to, or you already have just come out of a situation where you kind of felt, not where you wanted to be, maybe alone or just, but you're coming into being able to share like this sense of community coming together. So all of these, they're all discussing, right? With this one, they're discussing his craftsmanship and they're kind of like building something together. They're taking everybody's knowledge and they're coming together. So this is, you're coming together with other people, learning, sharing this beautiful sense of community. Okay. So I'm going to pull another card to go with this. So this is one of those like, okay, learn to, and I know this might not sound great to some people, and let me know if this doesn't work for you, but it almost feels like let your freak flag fly a little bit with this, right? Don't be afraid to be yourself. Like, you hold yourself back from being you, which they're holding themselves back. They could walk away from their situation at any moment. You struggle, like, I could be wrong here, and take this however you see this, please take this your own way. But this is kind of like, do you struggle with certain aspects of wanting to connect with people? Do you just feel like there's this, it's a personal struggle. It's not actually something that you need to shun away from, but you fight yourself on it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but you're coming out of this. You're finding that group of people, or you've just found that group of people. You protect your protectiveness. The protectiveness is there. Like, do you put up a wall? Brandy, let me know. We can talk about this later if you want to, but I feel like the shields are coming down, right? So like you've put up this barrier for yourself, but the shields are finally coming down. You're finally coming into that sense of being with people that you can interact with without feeling like you need to be ready to fight all the time. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. And we can definitely talk about this later because I feel like there's a bigger reading that I can do there. But just know that amazing things are around the corner for you is what I'm getting with this. Okay. So then next we have Alan. Okay. All right, Alan, I hope you are staying toasty, my dear. He's part of our international crew. Alan, correct me if I'm wrong, Wales, right? Oh, Brandy, I'm so glad. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you, Damien. Okay, this is for Alan. We have about 15 minutes, so I just wanted to make sure that I give the heads up that right after this show, Pac-Man Paranormal is going to have Brian Paoni on, so please make sure that you tune in. He's got some exciting news. And it's his birthday, so please wish him a happy birthday. Okay, Alan. Here we go. I'm going to get another card here so I know how to read this. Okay, so with this, I didn't realize how my camera. I must have smashed it earlier. So with this, I'm seeing with the swords, it looks like that you're having to come out of a situation, or you're feeling like you had to skirt around something to, I don't want to say get out of a situation, but get through a situation unscathed, if that makes any sense. And this may have been something where you felt like a little bit of, I don't want to say stalemate, but you're coming out of this situation where you feel underwhelmed. Like there was something that didn't go as expected, or that someone was trying to pull a fast one on you, right? Like someone was trying to either take an idea, or you had to skirt around somebody else's idea. Whatever that situation was, it made you feel a little bit taken advantage of, possibly. And also that the situation was not ideal. You weren't satisfied with the results of whatever you're just coming out of. And the good news there was that was only one situation. You had so many other opportunities that are lined up for you, right? So that you're coming out of that cruddy energy. You have all these opportunities lined up. And these are opportunities that are going to feel very heartwarming, very connected to people that you would consider friend or family. This might even have like a little bit of that like mix of that nostalgic feeling. Like there's something about this that might either bring back a feeling of something from your childhood, or some kind of family vibe, or maybe this is something that is connected to family. Let me pull one more card here, but you're definitely coming out of a situation into one where you do have the opportunities lining up for you, right? And this is something that's going to be very validating and enriching to your heart center. Yes, and it is. So this right here, where I was saying like things were lined up, and this is going to be something that really, it feels good. This is a path to victory. So you had to go through whatever struggles you had just been going through, or that you might just be going through right now. You're going to come out. If you're still going through any kind of struggle. If it's still going on, you're definitely coming out of it. Because here the Chariot is this card of, it is a card of victory, right? It is coming from strife and having to work for all of those things that you want. Like nothing was given to you. You didn't have a silver spoon. Nothing was just plopped in front of you. You had to work for everything that you have right now, which is just fine, because I feel like sometimes you appreciate those moments more because you had to work so hard to get to them. So you are coming into a time of victory, of things coming together the way you would have possibly initially wanted them to be. But you know what? It wasn't supposed to be the way it was there. The way it is coming into now is your path. So you're coming into some beautiful energy, dear sir. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. Okay, let's see. I see Stacy wanted a card, but I think there was one other. Hold on. Huh? Sherry. I think Sherry said she wanted. Yes. I will pull you a card. Okay. Oh, good. So I hope that meant that hopefully I was hitting on something there for you. In some ways it's good not to know all of the background information, because then you can't like cloud your reading with anything. But then also when you're reading, you're like, I hope this makes sense to the other person. This is for Sherry. Okay. Oh, I love the Knight of Swords. Okay. So let me pull another card. But so the Knight of Swords is one of those nights where it's not a time for talking, it's a time for doing. Okay, so let's see. Let me get one more card to know how to read that. Oh, perfect. Okay, good, Ellen. I'm glad. Thank you. Oh, I have to be mindful of how I put these down so that you can see them also. So we have the Knight of Swords, we have the Five of Swords, and we have the Four of Wands. So what I'm seeing in this, and if you see something different, like I always say, what you see, you go with, because your intuition is going to guide you in the right direction. What I'm seeing is you've had to take the reins on your own destiny here, right? You've had to kind of take action and then almost like take action and ask for forgiveness later kind of a situation, because there may have been a struggle where things weren't necessarily warm and fuzzy with either a situation or a certain person. Like there may have been a lot of battles of the ego kind of a situation here where people were just trying to either one up you or trying to take advantage of you, or a situation that ended up not being beneficial for you. Whatever this was a very ego driven, very not nice situation. Like the person just didn't have your best intentions in mind when they were doing what they were doing. So you've had to say, okay, enough is enough. I'm going to take care of this. And you've had to kind of charge in and take action and kind of like stand your ground, sort of. I don't know if that makes sense at all. So I feel like this is something that you're just coming out of, right? Because you're either in it right now or you're just coming out of it. The thing is taking that action, taking a stand for yourself, taking action instead of just trying to, because sometimes words just aren't enough. Sometimes talking it out isn't just enough because they have their mindset, right? So doing what you had to do, taking action to correct things for yourself, to reestablish boundaries here is going to, if it hasn't already, it's going to start working out for you, because setting those boundaries is really strengthening your foundation here. This is something that's going to stand its grounds, that you can celebrate your situation. It's going to get so much better. I kind of feel like I want another card here. You're coming into some beautiful energy though. It's kind of like coming out of strife and into a time of glory and for honing your own craft. So I'm almost wondering, is this something that's related to either a special project or your work, where you're having to step up and say, you know what, actually I did this, or no, let's try this, or there's something where you stepping in and taking action and owning the glory that is you is going to set some very serious foundations and kind of showcase your craftsmanship here, right? Showcase that you are capable of so much more than people were giving you credit for. So I hope that this makes a little bit of sense for you. If it doesn't and you want me to reread you at some point, reach out to me through Messenger and we can redo this reading. But I feel like you're coming into people recognizing you for your skill sets and being able to see that, you are capable of so much more than you were given credit. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Oh, that's so good. All right, I'm going to do one more here for Stacy. And then for anyone else that had wanted a card that I didn't get to, Stacy's going to be the last one for tonight. You can always reach out to me through Messenger. And if I have time, I can do some readings. Otherwise, the next show, I'll definitely try to get you. This is for Stacy. Okay. Okay. Oh, I love that. Okay, so 8 of Wands. So you can see like all the wands are kind of like flying down into position. There's a very clear path in front of them. This is kind of one of those that the universe has your back, bro. Things are falling into place the way they need to for you. This is a very abundant card, very good flow of energy. Let me pull one more card here. So Page of Pentacles tends to be good news in the way of, and with Pentacles, it's usually work related or finance related or something to do with a financial or just also grounding, like, so security. Something really good is coming your way that's going to just, the security. Okay. Hold on. I'm going to pull one more for that one. where you're kind of have to, like, you're not going to have to worry about the, I don't know why I'm getting that in my head, but okay. So here's the thing. Things are falling into place, and this is going to be either very financial or a very supportive situation where you're not going to have to worry about, I don't know if this is going to make sense at all, but like, you're not going to have to worry about groundedness or financial or just security purposes. You're going to be all right. You're not going to, so whatever is going on, then you can walk away from the hustle and bustle of the outside world, right? So you can either pull away from a situation after this, or you can kind of do your own thing. Like, you're not going to have to, if you don't want to connect with anything outside of this after this hits, you don't have to, kind of a situation, because you're coming into this time of having, I feel like this might be more I don't know why I'm thinking financial here, but having the means that there is no worry, there is no having to borrow, or like, you're going to have enough that you could give to other people, if that makes any sense. So this is either like some form of abundance factor. So I hope that makes sense in some way. That's what I'm getting for you. Like, the universe kind of has your back on this. I don't know. Something really good's coming your way, Stacey. All right, guys. So we only have a couple minutes left here. Hello. Thank you for popping in, though. I appreciate it. Okay. All right. That makes total sense. So everyone, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Why is this screen still up? Hold on. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I really do appreciate you. And for all of you who want to do the journaling prompts with me, I will make sure that I get them on my Divination with Danny Facebook page, and so that we can all do them together. And yeah, just remember that, you know what? Tarot doesn't predict the future. It helps facilitate it. So don't be afraid to jump in and start your own journey. Make sure that you tune in to Pac-Man Paranormal. They are coming up next. Brian Peone, it's his birthday. So make sure you wish him a happy birthday. And I will catch all of you next time. Bye.